So I cannot do this? No, I thought I could do this. I mean, renew. We are new here. Oh. Anyway, we will figure it out. I wanted the video this way, but obviously it's not gonna work that way. So anyway, welcome. I've been trying to do more lives. I was thinking of doing them on Instagram, but I don't know. We're figuring things out. We're playing and seeing how things work. Anyway, I'm gonna make homemade chocolate chip cookies. I know they're not the healthiest, and I always talk about healthy eating, but I also talk about how I rather have everything made from home than purchase, because when it's in the store in a box or anything like that, they put stuff to make it last in the shelves. So I personally find that it's better homemade. So I'm going to go ahead and do the dry ingredients here first, and then I'm gonna go ahead and put the wet ingredients in a different bowl. Every time I'm baking, this is my rule: dry ingredients, wet ingredients, and then I will add the dry in thirds to the wet. So the oven is preheating right now, and I'm going to use all-purpose flour. I've been wanting to make healthy treats, but it's the holidays, it's Christmas. So, you know what? As long as we're cooking from home, eating healthy, eating whole foods and all that stuff, I'm okay with baking some goodies for my family. So, 1, 2.5.
And 3.
Two and a half. So the next I will be adding is baking. Oven is ready. Baking soda, which I have it in here. 1 teaspoon. Now I will recommend you to always have the basics of anything in your home. I always have, when it comes to baking, and sometimes it's tricky because people can look at it and they can be like, oh, I want this, like chocolate chips, I have Hershey bars and stuff like that, and they might want to eat it, put their hands on it. But if you're strict and you tell them no, do not use them, you're gonna be fine. But I always have everything in my kitchen, so that way if I'm like last minute wanting to cook something, so if I'm trying to like cook something, I will always have the ingredients here with me, because you don't want to last minute have something, want something, and then like not having the ingredients, if it makes any sense. So 1 teaspoon. So every time I go grocery shopping, I always make sure I have sugars, baking soda, flours, eggs, butters. I always have everything, so that way I can have. So hello everyone. Happy. Okay. So what was it? Teaspoon. Is this a teaspoon? Yes.
Can I try?
You can add it. So in case you came late, I always do dry ingredients in one bowl and wet ingredients in another different bowl. Yeah. And then I will add the dry in thirds to the dish. So for the dry, we have flour, baking soda, sea salt, and I want it to have. Do I have a? This looks way too big to be a half. Yes, I have. I wanted to make also pie dough for Thanksgiving, but I realized that for the pie dough I do need the butter sticks. I cannot use regular butter like I'm doing with this one. So again, this is why it's important to always have everything, because if you last minute you want to do something, you cannot do something. So I'm gonna add that. So for the dry, that is it. So now we just go ahead, mix them well.
I like it.
Now for the pie dough, the reason because the butter has to be stick is because the stick has to be pretty hard. You have to cut them in squares. I don't remember the science. I know it's been years since I went to cooking school, so that will be it. So now I'm going for the wet ingredients, and I added the butter in here already because I wanted it to get soft. So that was the first thing I did, so that way she's softening there while we start preparing everything else. So we got the butter, light brown sugar, 2 cups. This is a heavy recipe, but it's okay. It's okay.
I like that flavor.
Cuidado. Is Luna out? I think my baby just woke up, you guys. I was talking slow so she would let me cook, but okay. Yeah, she's up. So we need 2 cups of this baby over here. So I've been wanting to do, been wanting to grow my social, but I'm not sure like where do I want to grow. Do I want to grow here on YouTube? Because YouTube is not that strict when it comes to going live and stuff like that. TikTok, you had to have 1,000 followers to be live on TikTok. And Instagram, it's always crickets. I am very disappointed on Instagram. And I feel like YouTube does care about the smaller audience, like some smaller creators like me. So, but YouTube also requires to have a certain amount of subscribers to go live. So instead of going live on my business page on YouTube, I'm going live on my personal page. And ideally, I do not want to mix one with the other, but we're making things work. We're figuring things out as we go. So I'm starting to believe that these might be too small. Thank you. This might be too small for my cookies. How much it was? 2 cups? Yeah, 2 cups. So that's done. Next will be 2 eggs.
2 eggs. I'm so happy if I
Other things you might want to consider when baking is the temperature. Usually you want everything room temperature. So if you're not like me, spontaneous or desperate, like you decide, okay, I want to bake, but I want to bake now. Then the quality of the baked thing is not going to be the same. So if you're patient, I'm not, but if you're patient, then you can wait until everything is room temperature, and that way you're not gonna mess up your food. Another thing you should do that I am not doing, always crack the eggs outside and then add them. Because they can be rotten, and if you add it in the mix, then you mess the mix and you have to do all over again, which it has happened. I have had bad eggs. And the second is just in case you have any like skin or whatever, you can see it and take it out. Good.
Yo sé que había algo ahí.
Now for me, it's more about fun, enjoying food no matter what. Also quality control. Like I can buy cookies in the store, but again, it's not the same. Obviously they had to make it last in the shelf. So even though I'm still not eating a healthy dish, I feel less guilty. And as a mom, I think it's way better to say, hey, I made fresh made cookies. The excitement of the smell of the cookies, my kids go nuts every time I'm baking, than just bringing something from the store. You know what I mean? Like, I still have to go to Publix in a little bit. I could just purchase, but there's nothing like homemade cookies. Nothing. It would have nice if I had like a hazelnuts, since it's the holidays. Having hazelnuts for the cookies. Nice. Now the butter, it is important to have it at room temperature, because the butter, you don't want clumps of the butter. So this is it. Now I'm going to add the dry, but I'm going to add them in thirds. I'm not gonna add all of them at the same time. You can add them even in smaller batches, but at least add them in thirds.
I want to shake it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Another recommendation is that if you're adding, like I am, nuts and chocolate chips, right when you have the last batch, or leave at least a little bit of flour and get them covered in the flour. That is going to help for them to not sink. Like if you have baked before, you probably have noticed, because it did happen to me, where the chocolate chips went to the bottom, they broke, and it's because they're heavy. So nuts can be heavy, like hazelnuts or whatever. So because they are heavy, they will go to the bottom and they can burn. So if you cover them with the flour, it will help for them to not sink. And here the mess started. I love baking. My hardest problem right now is the cleaning. So I try to clean as I go, because if I finish baking and my kitchen is a disaster of dishes, then next time I'm not gonna be motivated, even though I love baking. And today I did the cleaning. We cleaned the house today, so we don't want a dirty kitchen now. So yeah. Again, the oven was the first thing I did. I preheated my oven first. Second thing I did was I took the butter out of the fridge, and I let it sit while I did the rest of my ingredients, so that way the butter can get soft and it was easy for me to mix. I think it will be nice for me to get a tripod where I can, like, once in a while, like, show you here instead of you looking at me. So now it has that consistency of a cookie. You can, if you don't have eggs, you can use applesauce. I was vegan for a very long time, for years, and I was not using eggs. And for every egg, I would use 1/4 of a cup. And even if I'm not vegan, and like right now, this was a last minute thing. So if I last minute decided I wanted to cook cookies, bake cookies, I can still do them if I didn't have the eggs. Don't eat it because it has raw eggs. What I was saying? Oh yeah, so even if I had everything, I was missing eggs, I would just use applesauce. That's another thing I always have in the house. So I have a little bit of flour left, and because I'm adding chocolate chips, these are mini chocolate chips. I'm going to cover them in the flour so that way they don't sink. I was thinking about adding some almonds. I found almonds in here, so I'm just gonna go ahead and add them. And the same, whatever you're adding that is heavy, get them wet, just wet them wet. Put them in the flour, and that will help to not sink. And at these points, because the batter is too thick, I'm gonna use the spoon, or you can get your hands dirty if you love getting your hands dirty. If you have kids with you. Oh my gosh, look at this. I wish you could look at this batter right now. I'll show you in a minute.
I think I want to eat it,
Oh yeah.
but I can't. I don't think so. I should.
So as soon as I get the okay to go live, I will be doing this, but in my business page. But right now, because I just started my business for baking and cooking and making a disaster in my kitchen, YouTube does not allow me to go live in there yet. So I have to do it in my personal page. But for 2025, I want to do more lives. Like, I want to cook live with you guys. Not just unhealthy stuff, because that is not really my niche. I'm a health and wellness coach. So I will be cooking like the recipes that I would do in. I have programs. I have a 30-day program. I have 2-week program. I have a 7-day reset program. And like, I will cook the recipes that I teach and give them inside. But it's not the same when you have a cookbook with a recipe than seeing it. I'm a person that needs to see. I'm a see person. So if you want to see how it's made or have an idea how you can start, my page is My Wellness Elixir. My Wellness Elixir. If you want to follow me there, you can. Because as soon as we can go live in that one, we are going live in that one, and we are cooking like I am doing right now here. So my hand is tired. You want to do it for a little bit? It's really hard. I'm gonna clean a little. Did you this mess? It's hard, right?
Yeah. I almost throw a mess in it. Mom, can you give me one? Like that?
The chocolate?
Yeah.
These are mini. Oops. I just got the whole floor dirty. I'm a disaster.
Se me cayó uno en el de estos. Se me cayó uno aquí.
It's okay. Give me your hand. These are so cute. I know they were mini. I don't know if you can see them, but they're truly minis. I know they were gonna be small, but I did not expect them to be this small. Okay, yeah. So let me show you the dough. She's gorgeous. She's a beauty. So
I can't do it so hard.
okay, now, so I can make sure that they are more or less the same size, I use a tablespoon. So I had the pie because I also wanted to make a pie, but like I said, for that one I need a stick of butter. So I might be going back live later. I do have to go to the grocery store to get the stick of butter because that one I need cube butter. I'm feeling tired. I cleaned today, but yeah, I had these for the pie, but that's not happening yet. So maybe I can go live tonight and make the pie dough with you guys for Thanksgiving. So, like I was saying, to make sure they're the same size, I use a tablespoon. For cupcakes, when I'm making cupcakes, I use 1/4 of a cup. This is 1/3. But for cupcakes, to make sure, like, because with cupcakes, you have to pay attention because they will grow. So if you fill it all the way to the top, they're gonna like spread everywhere. They're gonna stick to each other and they're not gonna look pretty. So for cupcakes, I use 1/4 of a cup. It's not going to fill it all the way to the top and they're gonna grow gorgeous, number one. And number two, they're always gonna be the same size. So, and for cookies, I use a tablespoon, which, is this a tablespoon? It is, but it's there. So, cuidado aquí, mami.
one has
There we go. Now I need to add butter.
Can I taste it now?
No. It's raw eggs.
I keep confusing with that.
No, it has raw eggs, so you cannot eat it raw. Okay, so I'm gonna add butter to this. So, I have no idea what I'm cooking for dinner. I mean, I never know what I'm cooking for dinner. I always go with the flow. But for me to cook healthier, I always cook again from home, and I focus a lot on flavor. Like having fresh herbs has been a game changer for flavoring my food. So let me put this in here. So I have a tablespoon. I just, with my finger, I take it out and put it in there. So I think I'm gonna put 3 lines in here.
If I put my hand, I'm trying to make it, but I can't. Not fun.
Are you eating all the chocolate chips?
But I like them.
And they're good.
Yeah, I know they're good.
I'm trying to see if I can make 12 cookies. But this definitely makes a lot more than 12 cookies. So you can definitely save some for the next day. Because if you have a family like me, like mine, these cookies are not gonna last. They're all going out tonight. So I'm going to have some extra for making more tomorrow.
And what? Is there like more?
So on Instagram, TikTok, and here on YouTube, you can find me on my Wellness Elixir. If you have any questions, if there's any recipe you want to cook live with me, I'm planning for next year to like announce on time, like we're going live, we're gonna cook this. These are the ingredients, and maybe we can cook together live and talk, chat while we cook. Let me know if it's something you guys will be interested in, or just you know, chill watching me over here cook and learn. And you can ask questions as I bake and answer as much as I can.
Mom, you know that everyone, when you are,
So give me a break. So here we have a dozen, and look at all that I still have left. We got a lot. I actually might even save them. Instead of making them tomorrow, I can make them for Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving, yes.
Yeah. So anyway, the oven is already there, so I'm gonna put them.
They're so hot.
And I need to bake them for about 10 to 11 minutes. So I'm gonna put a timer because I forget everything. I am the kind of person that has a alarm for everything. Like even pick up kids, I have an alarm. Take kids to school, I have an alarm. Bedtime, I put my daughter to bed at 9 p.m. Guess what? I have an alarm. Because I used to be like, oh crap, it's 9:30. She's late. No. So that's not happening anymore. So yeah, I'm gonna wash my hair real quick.
I should change.
And that's it. Cause what was that? Ah, I got scared. I was like, who's knocking on my door? All right, so I'm gonna save the leftovers cookies in here. And yeah, that will be
Oh,
all. So let me know again what do you think it will be a nice thing to do? Do you want me to show the recipe so we can cook live? I announce it on time. Ideally, I will have a schedule so that way you know, oh wait, she's going live. But this is my real situation. So when you have kids, there's no schedule in your life.
Ana tiene algo en su cara.
She got a scratch. I don't know how. So this was a lot. Maybe next time I'll do half of the recipe. It's been so long since I don't do these cookies. I don't even remember. But yeah, I do wanna make pie dough tonight. So I might go live when I'm cooking dinner. And while that cooks, I can make the pie dough. I want to start preparing for Thanksgiving dinner because I'm the only one cooking here. I have no family, no friends in here. So it's just going to be me and my kids. I recently moved to Florida, context, so you can know me a little bit better. I'm from Puerto Rico and I recently moved to Florida. We are in the Gainesville area. We move on the summer. So we obviously have like no friends, no families in here. I do not want to travel for the holidays to Puerto Rico. There's a lot of personal reasons, which I don't mind sharing, but I'm a mom. I am a mom, and when it comes to holidays, I want to make it memorable for my kids, not for myself or my partner, which I love him to death, but my kids are number one. And holidays, it's for you to spend it with your loved ones. And unfortunately, there's some mess in here. So unfortunately, I am from an area from Puerto Rico and my partner is from an area far away. So if we go to Puerto Rico, then we have to go see my family. Then we have to drive 2.5 hours to go see his family. And it's becoming about my family. It's becoming about his family. It's becoming about me. It's becoming about my partner. And it's not about my kids. And it's not fair for me to make my kids travel on holidays. So for me, I do not want to travel on holidays ever to Puerto Rico. So we are going to spend it here now because again, we are new here. We don't have any friends and family. So I need to start preparing ahead for Thanksgiving. So this is why I wanted to do that pie. Also, I was already in the mood for baking. So if I'm already in the mood for baking, let's just go ahead and make the pie because I already had all the ingredients out. Because literally for the pie, I need the exact ingredients that I use for this, but less. Like for the cookies, I needed like 8, and for the pie, I need like 5. But yeah, I do need to go. I have to go to Publix because I have protein, but I have no carbs. I have no rice. I have no pasta. We need to do grocery shopping. And we also need the butter so we can make a pie for a pumpkin pie for Thanksgiving. Want to say hi? You want to eat the cookies? You are going to love eating the cookies. Uh-huh. I love you. She just woke up. So anyway, thank you so much for all of you that are here. I cannot wait to like do more of this with you guys and meet you and create this little mom community where we cooking and baking together and taking care of our bodies, eating healthy, even though I am not making healthy stuff right now. But again, if it's from home, I'm okay with it, especially when I'm already having a healthy breakfast, healthy lunch, healthy dinner. So having a few cookies once in a while is not gonna hurt. So after the holidays are over, we're gonna go back to healthier cookies. But for now, we are good with a classic chocolate chip cookie. So yeah, thank you so much for being here. Say bye.